now an art project attempting to build individual connections across the globe. It's called Portals and is the brainchild of artist and former television news producer Amar Bakshi, who told us that in his former profession, the most meaningful conversations often came once the cameras were turned off. We spoke to Bakshi during an installation earlier this summer that connected people in Washington, D.C. with those in Herat, Afghanistan. Here's our look.
My everyday life is not that crazy, or like I don't live in a war zone. But you know, occasionally there are that unfortunate events where there's a bomb or like something like that.
But life is good.
Good. It's a bit intimidating to walk into a room and talk to a total stranger. The news always latches on to whatever is the most attention-grabbing, worst, most horrible piece to show everybody.
I met someone that I didn't know before, and you know, it's almost like learning something new.
My name is Amar Bakshi. I'm the creator of Shared Studios. We're looking at a portal, a large gold shipping container. So when you enter it, you talk to someone in a similar space abroad, another gold container, live, full body, with translation, as if in the same room, one-on-one, for 20 minutes.
How do you feel? Is the weather hot or no?
It was a wonderful experience that we share our ideas about our cultures.
Really? I can speak a little German too.
He asked me what I was studying, where I was from, if I would ever want to go to Afghanistan. I think he was kind of trying to convince me to come visit. So.
It is meant to enable encounters across all sorts of distances, both geographic, ideological, gender-based, political, you name it.
My parents really wanted me to be a doctor, but that was just not my path. I was a little bit worried about whether there would be anything to relate to, whether the conversation would just be filled with awkward pauses.
That's like everybody's parents.
This is a rare space where both people are in it in a similar contextual arrangement, which doesn't immediately tell them to do or try to acquire or try to accomplish a particular thing.
Yeah, what do you eat typically?
Red meat, chicken or something like that.
And that, I think, is powerful in itself for people.
I had actually planned to maybe talk about some more in-depth, tough questions.
Do you live in Washington, D.C.?
But when you're kind of faced in just that short moment of someone you haven't met, it's difficult to dive right into the meaty, kind of controversial, tough questions.
People can go in there and chit-chat about the weather, and often they do because it's hot here and there.
Okay, there we go.
But they can also go in and talk about, and they do, marriage, online dating, you know, freedoms, war, loss.
Life has really changed in Afghanistan, and everything has had a really big impact on our lives. Learning about a country or a culture through TV or media is really hard, but getting to know people and getting to talk to them in person it's much more effective.
For a lot of people here, sometimes you can feel very conflicted about, you know, to what extent did we play a role in causing that? It was a really good experience and really interesting to hear kind of about his life and his perceptions of the U.S. and kind of to get a feel for a real person living in Afghanistan.
What is your favorite sport?
I wasn't disappointed that we talked about some of the lighter stuff, because a lot of times that's what you actually talk to people about in daily life. I think the value in this experience is just having that moment with someone partway across the world that you absolutely would not meet otherwise. And I think it tells you that every human on the planet has something to connect around. And so it was a pleasure to get to talk to someone that I otherwise would not meet and make that small connection, even just for a moment, to start off my day.